as props, nigga.
I was trying to
You
get
never
the
know,
CP.
man. You know, it was a beautiful day. I might have got somebody
CP3
trying
was trying
to.
to get that CP4.
Yes.
I'm just.
And on air, he just said, "Well, I didn't have CP4."
I'm just saying, if I could have got something, that'd have been some real shit for the video, man. I'm just saying.
You know what? You got problems.
That'd add some the dramatic feature to it, man. We could have blew the house up instead of just robbing them.
Somebody actually lives in that house.
I'm sitting here like, no.
I'm just saying it would have been good
and
for
then
the
you
plot
need
twist.
permits and stuff. You know that, right? Oh, see, no, I'm not even dealing with it. No. But anyway.
Are you sure your gun is legal? Anyway.
Right. Anyway, House, Senate has to, they play a major part. So let's not forget that. And then, of course, we see in this election, people voted for Biden, but I'm confused because the way these votes for House and Senate, it wasn't looking too hot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, are y'all confusing me now? What you gonna do?
And that's the thing. For one, to be honest with y'all, Biden is not going to be a miracle worker. He's a president.
Well, Biden, I will say he does have a leg up on a lot of other candidates because of his position with the Senate and how he has been for all those years.
But I don't expect him to walk on water.
No.
And there's a lot of people that expect him, you know.
He can't. He can't do that.
He can't. His kneecaps are...
He's a mere human, thank you. So he's not going
to walk on water. And he's old as shit.
But, I mean, the fact that, like, okay, we look at it like this. Mitch McConnell got reelected, okay? Biden and Mitch, long-term friends. Mitch is a Republican. You know, when the Senate has a majority, that Mitch was running things. So, with that said, if Biden and Mitch can work together, that's already something that's it's pleasing to us, you know. So that's why I said he does have a leg up. He's a Senate guy, you know. Kamala, she also senator. So it is a good thing. They may be able to get some things done because of that.
Yeah.
You know, nothing is just
it's perfect.
Perfect, and nothing is actually we can't say 100% it's going to happen, but at the end of the day, I'm happy. And then on top of that, they made history. So many historic marks were made. We loved Obama as a country. His approval ratings were way up there. People loved Obama. And when he was voted into office, he had the highest ever popular vote. Yeah. Biden has surpassed that. Not because we love Biden more, but because a lot of people just didn't want Trump to be in office.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Kamala being vice president. That's huge.
Yes.
Woman, African American, Asian American. A lot of people don't know her mother is from India. Her father is from Jamaica. She went to HBCU. She's an AKA. All these things have never happened.
I mean, the thing about it is they tried to do it with a white woman several years ago with Sarah Palin, and it didn't work.
And then Hillary tried to run for president,
and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. And I still stand by the fact that Hillary Clinton was not a likable candidate.
Well, she technically was because she won the popular vote over Trump. It's just the electoral college she didn't win.
The thing about it is, though, people were screaming Bernie, and they still went with Hillary. Yeah. And although, you know, Bernie Sanders looked like he knew Jesus in his young days, they were still screaming Bernie. I'm just saying. Yeah. He looks old as shit, though.
Well, Bernie and Biden are close in age.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, damn, Bernie... Bernie aged like a motherfucker.
Bernie been putting
last year.
Well,
Bernie different.
Bernie been putting in work for years too, though.
Yes.
Bernie looked like he was around on the Stone Age.
Man, Bernie
civil
was getting,
rights.
Yeah, he was getting
going in on poor little Bernie.
Bernie was getting beat down
Bernie
some of them other civil rights leaders. Bernie was, like I said, I ain't got no problem with Bernie.
Honestly,
I ain't got no problem with Bernie. He just looked like when they made the song Jesus Walks, he made the instrumental.
He looked like Larry David. That's that shit that
y'all just gonna go in on
I'm just saying he do like Larry David, man. I'm saying, but I mean,
y'all gonna act like Uncle Bernie look old, but Uncle Joe don't.
Uncle Joe don't look as old as Uncle Bernie though.
Have you
I
seen
mean,
Uncle
all
Joe?
Not like Uncle Bernie. Man,
For real,
Uncle
for
Bernie look
real.
like he got Joe by 5 years. They're the same age.
I mean, for
Well,
real,
no,
for
he
real.
is. I think Bernie is like maybe a couple, like 1 or 2 years older.
Yo,
But,
Bernie
I
like
can't
his
remember.
birth certificate says BC.
I mean, but for real,
Before
for real,
Christ.
what does it really all mean for real? That's what I was saying earlier about when Obama got elected. What meaning is it gonna? What meaning and push are we gonna have behind it as the citizens? We're all dancing in the streets and happy and singing songs because Trump is out, but it still is a problem with systematic racism in this country. There still is a problem
And
with
it's not gonna
police
get fixed in
brutality.
4 years.
Oh, it's not gonna get it. Oh, it's not gonna get fixed in 4
People-
years.
But
I mean-
it doesn't matter who the president is. It's not going to get fixed in 4 years.
No, it's not going to get fixed.
It's
But
gonna
what
take a
are
long time
but
to
what
get
are
this
we going to do
But
to help push the legislation and push the right people in place? Because now we see we have
That's
the
a
power.
rhetorical question.
You know what I'm saying? But now we see we have the power to get the people out there we don't want, and it's not some bullshit.
People
Because
need to continue. They need to keep that same energy.
that's what I'm saying. What are we going to do? Like I said, we protest with the BLM and we do all that, but what's the end game?
I mean, it's one of those situations where you gotta think about it like this. Truthfully, when Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown was killed, Obama was in office.
And he shed a tear on TV and said that could have easily been my son.
Yeah, and racism and oppression is nothing new to black people.
True.
Here's the crazy thing. It's not just black people. That's the part that really concerns me, is that a lot of people make it as if it's only black people, and it's not. Unfortunately, Native Americans are oppressed often, and it's swept under the rug. My daughter, who is 18 years old, she'll be 19 next month, was really angry because she watched the video. There were Native Americans at Mount Rushmore that were protesting at Mount Rushmore. And there were some Trump supporters that came about, and they were fussing at the Native Americans, saying, this Mount Rushmore is an American landmark. How dare you? And so my daughter knows the real deal with Mount Rushmore, but that's not taught in schools. So those Trump supporters that came, now we know there have been some Trump supporters that are completely outlandish. They don't know nothing. But these Trump supporters that came and said these things to the Native Americans, they don't know what Mount Rushmore is. Mount Rushmore, before it was Mount Rushmore, before our country decided to, carve the faces of what they call our forefathers, before that it was called Six Grandfathers. And it was a Native American sacred landmark.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that are swept under the rug. And we have shed light to it for the African American problem, but we have to understand that there are other problems going on too.
Oh, definitely.
Like with the Washington football team. That was a big thing. And I saw so many companies and so many people coming out in support of Native Americans and saying that has to go. That team name has to go. Where were you when our government was plowing through these people's land at the Dakota Pipeline?
Because it's popular.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it was a way to distract for certain things.
It was a way to distract, but at
Right.
the end of the day, it affected those people in a real way.
True. I always think like this. It didn't take George Floyd's death to say, oh shit, we should take away Confederate statues. Because as a person who grew up in Alexandria, where there was a fucking statue on Washington Street,
Yep.
and
I've seen it many times.
Yes, and literally next to the Ross on Washington Street, it's the tombs of Confederate soldiers, the unknown tombs, like, and then, I mean, I went to TC, but I digress to having to go into Robert E. Lee. Like, how the fuck would you go to a school named after a Confederate general and you
Somebody
expect to be
who
prosperous?
didn't like you.
Who didn't like me. So when we, it's small things like that we are put in place to keep us down. And it shouldn't have took the death of a man in 2020
Right.
to say, oh, gee, they're wrong.
But
They were wrong in 1979. They were wrong in 1964. They were wrong in 1988. It's been wrong.
yeah.
They're not
But
gonna
and the
see
thing
it.
is that some people are so shallow and they think that, oh, my struggle that I have is more important than everybody else's, and that not realizing by having that mindset, you can't get mad at people who are saying all lives matter when you only care when it affects you. Not realizing that the Latino community and the Native American community needs assistance too. Everybody who is suppressed in this country, they need to join together and do what they need to do.
But
Because it applies to all of us.
true. But here's the thing, because my aunt, God rest her soul, and my mom were part of this thing called tenant workers, and they dealt with minorities and stuff. And here's the biggest thing: when we have those meetings, the Latino people came out.
Mm-hmm.
When we had those meetings, guess who didn't show?
Black
Black
people.
folks.
My aunt and my mom. My aunt was the president of tenant workers for, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And she was black. The majority of the people in tenant working were Spanish.
Yep.
And at one point, my mom, I think, was a vice president or secretary, or whatever. She did. It's just that when they first started, they did, and they tried to get all the black people. They tried to get all the black daycare workers for them not making them enough money. And then the thing is, when the black people got their little 50 cent to $1 raise, they stopped coming.
Mm.
They didn't think about what about next year. They didn't think about, okay, well, they gave us a raise after 5 years or after 10 years or something. Well, how about we get a raise every year?
Mm-hmm.
They don't
Or
think
how do we
ahead.
keep them from doing other things?
Yes.
I mean,
And I remember going to a meeting, and I was a member of tenant workers for a while. And my aunt spoke, and the only black people there was me and my aunt and my uncle. And it was about community stuff.
That they
And
could have benefit from.
we could.
Yep.
It's called tenant the workers. So it dealt with housing. It dealt with all the issues that you would have as a struggling family in Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
And very few black people went. But I bet you if I went to the barber shop, I bet you I went to a go-go out DC,
Mm-hmm.
I bet you I went anywhere but there, I could find black people
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff. And that's the biggest problem. Is that the fact that we do one thing and we pat ourselves on the back like, oh, our job is done. And it's not.
Right.
You know, a minority is a minority.
Right.
You know,
And trust and believe what they will do to one, they will do to the others.
yes. And the reason why, take where we at right now. Spanish people will know how to live together. There are plenty of Spanish people that will buy trailers and build with each other and take care of programs that are available within the city because they work together.
Mm-hmm.
While there are black people who've been in a project since I was 18, since I was 13,
Mm-hmm.
and they grew up in the projects, and guess what? They were taught to get another house in the projects, and that's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my mama grew up in low income, and I'm gonna grow up in low income,
Right.
and then they done had babies, and they still in low income.
Yep.
Where you got Spanish families that are, oh no, we all gonna live together under this one roof. We gonna build, and then when you get your money, you gonna go get your house, and then you'll get another family and help them out. Boom, 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 and build.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, that sense of community used to exist in the black
It
community.
used to,
I don't.
but I'm gonna tell you.
that's
So one of
why
the things,
I was touching on the leadership stuff earlier.
it's not even the leadership. It's deeper than that. It's what it is that black people love to be assimilated. We love to assimilate other people's cultures rather than embracing our own cultures. The one thing is, like Black Wall Street. They broke Black Wall Street apart, and we allowed them to. And then when they broke it apart, we didn't do anything about it. See, as much as I love like Lil Kim and Mary J. Blige, you know what hurts me to the core? When I see a black woman that wants to have blonde hair and blue eyes. Because that ain't us.
Well, it
But
is to some.
It is to some, but what I'm saying is, traditionally, when people see us, that ain't the first, when you first think of, because black is one of the people that make any color
Right.
of the rainbow.
Mhm.
So, and I do know that. But traditionally, when you think of blonde hair and blue eyes, you think of Caucasian people.
Right.
And when I see popular, influenced black people who dye their hair blonde, and get the blue eyes and do this thing, like Lil Kim was way more prettier in the 90s than she was ever in the 2000s.
Well, you also have to
Agreed.
understand how, particularly black women, because you spoke of two black women, the way that our society is, because we don't have a culture, let's be real. African Americans don't have a culture. We have no choice but to adopt other cultures. But for a long time, a lot of young black women, when you're a little girl, you, especially growing up in the times that they grew up,
Image,
you were told you weren't pretty.
yes. You were told, if you're a little girl, and here's the thing. As a kid, I grew up watching G.I. Joe. I grew up watching Transformers. I grew up watching Thundercats. And there were very few black characters in it. Panthro, we can tell he was black. Out of G.I. Joe had like 2,000 motherfuckers, and you can probably find 5 black people. Real talk. And so as a female, when you grab a Barbie doll, when I worked at a toy store, so I knew that, I can tell you this now. I worked in the toy, I worked KB Toys, y'all dead. So I can say whatever the fuck I want. Rest in peace, niggas.
I loved KB, by the way, but go ahead.
I loved it too until they went out of business.
Exactly.
But I remember you would get, if you got 30 holiday Barbies, which is a special kind of Barbies,
Yep.
it's $50 a piece, you would get 10 black.
Yep. No matter what area you were in,
Yes.
which is a problem when you're in an area that is like anywhere in PG County.
Yeah. If you used to look at all the Barbie dolls on the early 90s, because Lil Kim said, you know what, I used to love Barbie dolls, but you know that's why I got all the chains, so I didn't feel beautiful.
Yep.
Because I was trying to look like a Barbie doll.
Yep.
But if you remember, you would have, if 10 different Barbie dolls came out, right? There'll only be 1 or 2 at the most that were in black. No bullshit.
And also, you also have to remember this. Back in those days, a black Barbie was just the white Barbie that was tinted another color.
Yes.
So your features that you have would not show on that Barbie.
Yes. And it would say shit like Black Barbie.
I mean,
It would say Black Barbie doll. Like Holiday Barbie, black.
I mean,
Like it would like it had the accent. Like if you didn't, like you were fucking colorblind and you didn't know the doll was black, it would say Holiday Black.
I mean, does
And
it
technically the
surprise
shit
you?
was brown.
I mean,
but that's
does
a whole totally different story.
Yeah, does it surprise you? I mean,
It doesn't.
every other race or ethnicity has American beside it except for what? Caucasian, Native American, Black American,
And
Chinese
Native Americans
American.
are the original people.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said when I said last week, I'm pretty much numb to the race issue. Only way, that's why I said, only way we can try to change it is to try to talk. We have to communicate with the other side.
Well, I
But
can't.
here's the thing. When you say that you're numb, the thing is, I can't be numb.
Right, you
Because
our fight ain't
I've
over.
seen it. I've seen it for so long,
I
and
have too.
and I've seen it on so many different levels
Me
where
too.
I can't be. I can be passionate. I can be angry because it's a difference of, how would I say this? You remember I Love Lucy?
Hmm.
So it was more acceptable in the 1960s, 70s, or whatever when that show came out,
50s.
it was more 50s. It was more acceptable for Lucy to be married to a Spanish dude than having a black person on that show. That's a big problem. And I love Lucille. I ain't saying she's racist, but I remember it took almost 10 years. I remember watching that show and then watching The Jeffersons, and it was a totally different vibe.
Yeah, but you know that was her husband in real life.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
But if it wasn't,
But I will say this: even with Lucy, there was a lot of backlash for that.
there was.
A lot of backlash. That was not considered acceptable, to the point where, if you remember the show, they wouldn't show them in the bed together. They had two twin beds.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, no bullshit. My grandparents had two separate beds.
Yeah.
And it was a small space. Now I don't know what they did when I wasn't there, but when I got there was always a small space. I can tell you that.
But even then, you know, that it was a big deal, and that show supposedly, you know, had some breakthrough moments, you know.
But
I mean, there's been some shows.
But here's the thing: there's a lot of shows, and there's no disrespect to Spanish people, but there's a lot of shows where Spanish people have been more accepted than black people.
Well, on the show in particular.
In culture, has been.
Well,
but
they
you
look
have
at
to
their-
also look at, like, right now. Let's be real. Our current administration, he openly,
Disrespect the Spanish people.
yes, it's all about. Well, he says Mexico this and Mexico that, and they're bad hombres and this and this and that. Now the African American votes, he cares about. He tries to pretend. We know that he doesn't
He
care,
doesn't.
but he would try to pretend that, you know, he was for us, you know. But when it came to Latin America,
Because who did he screw out of when all those bankruptcies? They were mostly Spanish folks that had contractors companies that he filed bankruptcy
Right.
and didn't pay him.
so what I'm saying is, it depends on the source.
Well, I mean,
You have racist people in this country. Doesn't mean, if you're racist, it doesn't mean that you have an issue with African Americans. It's not just African. You
No,
can be
it's
fine
not.
with African Americans. If you have a problem with all of Latin America, then you're still racist.
yeah, but
You
most of them
know,
don't realize they're
If
racist.
you have
though.
an issue with Asian Americans, you're still racist.
I mean,
So it depends on the source.
But it
Yeah, I
also
mean,
depends on who they're
the thing
surrounding
is, you can't
themselves
say
with.
people. Here's the thing: people will say, "I love black people, I hate Africans." It's the same thing.
Well, unfortunately,
Uh,
in this country, it isn't.
That's
I
true.
can't agree with.
I mean, you
can't
work in
agree with
healthcare,
that.
and I've worked in healthcare
I work in
before.
healthcare. I know.
So you know there is a difference.
Yeah, I know. Some of them don't feel like they black.
And I have
That's a whole other conversation we need to have because
right. And I have a friend who is from Cameroon, and he came to me. And now, mind you, he is very well educated. He's gone to every Ivy League school imaginable, and he decided to go outside of his box and look at the issue between the two. And he talks to his friends on both ends, trying to make amends and telling everyone, because you also have to remember that a person that came from Africa, the image that they have of us
it's different.
is we are ratchet, we're spoiled,
Yes.
blah, blah, blah. And then our image of them.
Here's the funny thing about
It's
that.
different.
Here's the funny thing about that is, and you're right about that. Africans are over the slavery deal because they weren't the ones enslaved. So when we harp about that, they don't think about that. But they don't think about it until until the African gets killed, then they black. Because when the African gentleman who got shot in New York that was killed several years ago was
Or
like,
in Clinton, 7-Eleven, remember that?
and then they want the black community. However, if you're gonna be black, you're gonna be black all the time.
Well, here's the thing. The rest of the world, outside of America, they know they're black.
Yeah.
We are considered African American. Okay, so they know they're black. It's just a difference between the two cultures.
Yeah.
African American and an African. They have two different cultures.
We do.
We're different, but we have a lot of similarities. And I will give all props to different countries in Africa that have actually had campaigns to have African Americans come over.
And here's the thing with black people. The African Americans we encounter here aren't the same. If we took a trip to Africa, it'd be totally different.
It is.
And it'd be a lot more love. From black people I've known who have gone over there, they've been shown a different point.
Yeah.
And
honestly, most of the time when you go places, the black people that you encounter, it is different.
It is.
It's different than what you experience here.
Yes.
I will say, depending on where you go, they may look at you as a source of money, but
Yes.
depending on where you go.
I'm
Right. Like, I mean, it's real. But because we're looked at as having a lot more privilege.
Spoiled. Yes.
We're spoiled. We have more
The
privilege.
funny thing is,
things
I
like
once
that.
had a dude that was working for me, and he had to be told by somebody by another person that worked for me. He was like, "Well, in my country, I wouldn't be doing the trash. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing that." And my man had to tell him, like, "Yo, dog, you need to go back to your country."
You know which country we're from?
Ghana.
Ghana or Guyana? Because Guyana, I know some people from there that are like that.
No, I think he was Ghana.
Okay. But it is, unfortunately, that's what we have to deal with in this country.
It's true.
I feel as though the incoming administration will definitely change the tone.
I pray that they will.
I feel like the tone will change. It's not even that I pray. That I'm like 99.9% certain that the tone will be changed. That doesn't mean that everything will magically be perfect and fixed.
It won't. And that's the biggest thing that people think, that when Joe Biden gets in office, everything's going to be fixed. It's not.
It's going to take a long time to undo what the current administration has done.
Yes. We had 4 years of racism and hypocrisy. So what the fuck do you think? You can't fix that in 90 days.
But it's not even, for me, it's not even just that. I'm a business owner. I'm worried about the financial aspect of it as well. Our country is going through some struggles right now. And that is a problem. That's a major problem. So,
I work in healthcare, and come March, this will be COVID's anniversary. Actually, technically, COVID's anniversary is October.
That's true.
Because when I first heard about it was in October.
Right.
And it really didn't hit us until March, and then it was on some.
And there were some cases in
mask up.
February that people suspect were COVID.
Yeah.
So, I mean, here we are almost a year later, and
It was still confused.
we're still going through these struggles.
Yes.
Our numbers have actually broken records in recent days
I
due
mean,
to the election.
We went up from 2 weeks before the election. We went from 8 million to 9 million.
Right. In just 1 week. Or 2
Yeah.
weeks, yeah.
Actually, it was 2 weeks before the election.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But it was a 1 week. It was a 1 week span.
Yep. And it's crazy. I mean, so I welcome the new administration. I pray that, they take this responsibility quite well and move into the right direction. But I know that things are not going to be fixed.
Yeah.
It may go into the right direction, but it's not going to be fixed.
It's not gonna be. CP3, your eyes are low.
And he's shaking his
head. I mean, say what you gotta say.
Are we really going to see change? I mean, there's a lot of things that's wrong with this country that we spoke about, that we've talked about in great detail, but are they going to get addressed? Are they going to change? Is it going to, and all this going to actually mean something? And to me, I don't think it is, because I think folks is going to, like I said, I was equating it when Obama got in. They're just happy that he's out, and like, oh, okay, everything's going to be great now, and then all the follow through is going to be gone, and nothing's going to get done. It's going to go back to the status quo, and we're all going to go back to struggling because they don't. I don't think they understand the full extent of what has to be done with this government. It isn't about getting a new president in the White House. It's about restructuring the whole system. Because no matter who's in the White House, you still have the long-term politicians, you still have the lobbyists, you still have the special interest groups, you still have the super PACs who have all these billions of dollars that's changing the vote, that's changing the special interests and all of that, and it's not looking out for us. So, the person in the White House, yeah, he can have the right game plan, but when you have these lobbyists and special interest group and all this money that's getting thrown around on the back alleys that we need to get rid of, because we saw Mitch McConnell and Pelosi get back reelected, we know they both need to be gone. I don't give a damn about what party they're with. They're all corrupt. If you've been in the government longer than 8 years, most likely you're already corrupt. Because you had to dance the dance and walk the walk to get to where you were trying to make your point or whatever. We need to put term limits on these folks. We need to tighten up the restrictions on them, how much money they're allowed to make. We need to get rid of the lobbyists. We need to restructure the whole damn thing, because there's no way you're going to get this whole population divided into two groups of Democratic and Republican and so-called independent and think it's going to work. It's made to divide us so they can continue to have beach homes and their grandkids are taken care of. We don't have to worry about it. And we're out here struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to make it work, but we out here arguing with our fellow man about which party has our best interests at heart and all that, and it doesn't mean shit. So until we, the people, can come together and have a similar mindset and not just, as we spoke about, just trying to be right and do right and try to have a common goal and talk to each other and compromise and not get butthurt and offended because, oh, you said something I don't agree with. Who gives a fuck? You're not going to agree with everything everybody has to say. That's what makes us fucking human. Why can't we grow the fuck up and be like, okay, you might have a different point of view than me. You had some valid points. I had some valid points. Let's just agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. And we can still be friends. But now, as you talked about the cancer culture and folks blocking folks and you know, cutting folks off, folks that have been home for years because they don't agree with their political views or whatever, religious views or whatever, it's bullshit. But folks don't see that because they're so dug in and so dead set on wanting to be right and want to get caught up in the bullshit and don't take a step back and wonder, why are they giving us this circle jerk and all of this bullshit? What's the real reason behind it? Mm-hmm. They're not doing it because it's for my interest, because they're getting over. Mm-hmm. So is it either they're trying to get over more or they're trying to make me get more deeper delve into the matrix and fall for this bullshit? Mm-hmm. And we don't take the time to do that, no matter what color you are. Mm-hmm. And until we, the people, wake up and stop getting easily distracted and caught up in all the bullshit, it's not going to change. The one thing I'm really happy about is that he's going to be out the White House, so I don't got to hear about what he tweeted out every day. Before he became president, nobody gave a fuck about what he tweeted. Nobody gave a fuck about what he thought. And now that he's lost, I can't wait for it to go back to that status quo, because I don't follow him. I don't give a damn. I don't follow him. Because as I say, I don't care who's in the White House. My job right now is to sell cars, so I don't give a fuck who's in the White House.
And where do you sell cars?
At Waldorf Honda, 2450 Crane Highway, northbound side across from the Popeyes and Lowe's. Come holler at your boy CP3.
All right.
Shameless plug.
Number 2.
Hey.
Well, I will say this. Working in Washington at the Capitol and being in that environment, I saw lots of things. So I saw good things. I've seen really bad things. And I mean, just walking back and forth outside, when you're walking around in that area, not just like on the Capitol grounds, but just in that area in general, you tend to see a lot of people, you see a lot of things going on. And I've seen people accepting payments from lobbyists. I've seen...
What?
I've seen, marches and seeing who attends these particular marches. I've been forced to be on a crowded subway with a whole bunch of protesters. I've gone through and experienced a lot, and I will say that quite a few things saddens me, and I do wish that things will change. It's no secret. I grew up in Washington D.C., So, of course, my mother was federal government. My dad was DC government, and I understand that how these things work, and it saddens me the direction that we're going in right now. It really does. So hopefully that we will be redirected into another direction, and of course I remember our beloved mayor of DC, former our mayor forever of DC, and the corruption that came along with that. So people aren't perfect, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have the best interests of our city.
True.
So they can be corrupt all day long, but what you doing for the community? What are you doing? You're not perfect. We know that.
I mean, but when it gets real dirty and they start laundering money and doing
that's
all
a
that
problem.
stuff,
That you're not helping the community. You're hurting.
Yeah, but they, in their eyes, I'm going somewhere else tonight. I was watching Chicago PD earlier.
Oh my
God.
Shut up, 151. Shut up.
We're talking real stuff.
Man, but hey, that should be some real shit.
No.
Nigga, start watching happy shit.
Some of this stuff on TV they'll take a theory or a portion of the story and expound on it.
Exactly.
Okay? So some of the things on there, part of the storyline may be true. Mm-hmm. It may have happened somewhere at some point in time, but we talking about what really happens.
Yeah, but it's corruption everywhere, and all in the capitalist society. I'm just speaking about just the whole government.
In your local PTA, what do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's how it goes with a capitalist society. That's what I'm saying. We have to change things from within and change the way things are done. If not, it's going to stay the status quo.
PTAs of the nation.
First of all, you're part of the Boy Scouts, nigga, the most corrupt organization on the face of the earth.
They are under attack right now.
Hey man,
I was a Girl Scout, but I was mad because
they're not under attack.
I learned some good shit.
But I told y'all it's no secret. I was a tomboy, and I was mad I couldn't be part of the Boy Scouts. They looked like they were having more fun.
You didn't want to go camp. You didn't want to go camping in the wintertime.
We went camping
in December.
Yeah.
Oh, for a whole week.
I can't remember how long it was, but that was the only time I enjoyed it. I hated being a Girl Scout.
Was you pitching tents and doing all that?
So CP3,
that shit used to suck. That shit is cold, man.
Let's get ready to end the show because I gotta work at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, I gotta get up at 4 o'clock. Alright. Tell people where they can find you.
Huh?
Somebody need to go to bed or something.
I still got some drinks over here.
Oh shit!
He gonna be. I'm dropping him off at the house. I cannot speak for anything he do after I drop him off.
You don't want to take him to Capitol Heights first?
I'm not dropping him off anywhere but at his house.
Hey man, all I can do is text
after I pull off, I'm not responsible.
We're gonna stop and get something to eat before that though.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's good?
You can follow me on social media, Carol Porter III with 3 eyes on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SportsOTHP, SportsOTHP.com, SportsOTHP Apparel. Just hashtag. I am, but it's been a good show. I'm feeling kind of nice, so just check me out. You can come holler at me for a new user pre-owned certified vehicle down at Waldorf Honda 2450 Crane Highway northbound side across from the Popeyes and the Lowe's. Come holler at your boy. Check us out tomorrow night. Sports OTHP will be breaking down the Washington football team and the Giants game in more detail. I'm not sure if I'm going to have Dujane, Paul the boxing guy, or who else, but we'll have somebody on there breaking it down with me, so tune in tomorrow night.
So just to let y'all know, every time CP3 sells a car, he's taking a shot. And I don't know what it's going to be. It could be white liquor, it could be dark liquor, it could just be liquor.
I think that we should just focus on the white liquor right now.
Yeah, I better get
He's lucky. He's lucky because I started to text you and be like, bring that rock tequila tonight.
Oh yeah, Terramana.
So the next time you sell it, on air. The next time you sell a car, you gotta take a shot of the rocks tequila.
She taking me to MGM after. I'm picking me up somebody. Fuck that.
What?
I gotta read that.
I'm not participating in any solicitation.
Hey, look.
I am not about to go be your pimp.
Look.
You already did on Facebook.
Ooh.
Sure did.
He got you on that one.
I tried to pimp him out to everybody. So
I think you need another post, but we'll talk about that later.
You know what? Hey, I can use whatever assistance I can get at this point.
You need what?
Assistance. I can
Yeah,
get at
thank
this
you,
point.
because you need to enunciate.
Yeah.
They know what I meant.
So all right.
With the
Lady
nasty
Internet,
fancy
where can they
football.
find you at?
I am Lady Antoinette on Facebook and Instagram. Do me a favor, guys. My number that is listed is for business purposes. Please do not call me.
No more
For
heavy
personal-
breathing.
Yo, we gotta talk about that on the next show because
No.
you got some inappropriate texts in your inbox.
I gotta give me a Google number, man. I need some
Oh
inappropriate
my
texts
gosh,
in my
it's
inbox.
business. It's my business number. It's not
They
so
work
that
in
you
business
can hit
too.
me up. I'm about to shut down my inbox as well. So
They gonna
you
send
know,
carrier pigeon.
you can just put a post on the wall or something and say, "Hey, great show," but
They gonna send
nah.
smoke signals.
No, thank
They
you.
gonna send
It's
carrier
at
pigeon.
all.
Were you getting
my
the D
goodness.
pics?
No, I didn't get those, but you know, Facebook will put that other inbox. You know,
The privacy one.
the one like if they're not your friend and
Yeah.
they inbox you. So yeah, and then my business page, my Lady Antoinette page, it has an inbox as well, and people. can inbox
So real talk. If you're not about your business, don't contact her.
right.
So did she trying to be polite about saying it? I don't have to be. I don't give a fuck. If you're not about your business, she don't want to see your little pecker pics.
Well, when I put my number out there, ladies, I'm going to be about a different type of business, so you can send
So-
whatever
so-
you want.
Wait a minute. So
You're doing your disclaimer, I'm doing mine. All right.
So any lady that wants a gunman number 2 or a thug in their life, call 240-324-6110 and we can set up a date for you live on air.
Live.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Live on air. I can tell you what he likes.
And
I can
they
tell you the
type-
type of roll up. I can tell you what type of alcohol to bring him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I can tell you if you his type.
All you gotta do is show up.
And we can, hell, you can Skype in if you really want to. We can Skype and he can
Have a
actually see what you.
Skype, a COVID-friendly Skype day.
Yes, you have a COVID-friendly Skype.
Question and answers with
Yep.
CP3.
Be live on
I
air.
don't know how I feel about that.
Why?
I need some in-person love. Fuck that screen.
Oh,
shit.
well,
Next-
right, just for on air.
Next week it's your
You're so
birthday.
difficult.
Exactly. I
Matter of
got,
fact,
I got a streak to keep next week.
matter of fact, ladies. Next week is CP3's birthday.
Next Sunday.
Yes, sir.
You ain't even got a call. If you have Skype, if you Skype in, I will set it up for you live on air. Cause I'm great like that.
Email us.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
I ain't mad at you.
So we want to do something special for CP3 besides, talk about his abusive ways.
They're not abusive, not to some.
Dog, you
We not gonna- we
literally
wanna-
had on a tank top, a beer in your hand, and a blunt in your mouth. Nigga, I was just waiting for cops to show up so I could film the episode.
I was just having a nigga moment.
Dog,
what?
Can I have a nigga moment every now and again?
you look
Every
like
now and again.
nigga, you like you
Every
was at
day.
home.
I am at home. We at the
You was like,
studio.
you was really comfortable.
Yeah, bro, I was in the zone,
I told
baby.
you, I used to look down and be like, you got on some flip flops and slides.
Man, look, I be Debo of the hood, man.
I'm surprised you ain't graduated to Crocs.
Nah, I could never do it, man. I see Lou's walk. I never understood that. How you wear them joints, man?
Your
Yeah.
foot is enclosed in Crocs at least.
But still, how you look at yourself as a man wearing Crocs? Man?
Anyway,
I'm just saying.
we're gonna end this joint with we're gonna end this joint with a video. Wally B will play his video. It is Rakeem 151. You can catch me on Facebook. You can catch 151 on my other Facebook. I probably won't add you.
Oh my goodness.
You catch me Rakeem 151 on IG. I'll definitely add you. You can catch me 151. You can catch me at The Bar Radio on IG as well. I'll definitely add you because that's the radio page and the name of the show. Damn it. Also, if you like, I've been doing a couple pictures. Shout out to Eric Huza. Shout out to a couple of models who I took their pictures. We just growing and building.
Yeah. I'm
That's
about to
it.
get my camera, start taking pictures of models too. It'll be for my
No,
personal collection.
No, I already knew he was going to say
I'm
that. So I was
just
like,
saying.
no.
We're going to do. My goal is I'm gonna get some gift from Aracusa, and I want us to take an at the bar picture and stuff like that. You know, sober before we start drinking. Nigga, you your eyes right now look like you Chinese.
I'm black and East, damn it. Don't be hating, man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm black and East, damn it.
You really look like a commercial.
Man, I told you it's been a long week, baby. It's been a long week.
It looks like one of those after school specials.
Here's the thing, CP3. As we go into a new week, you ended the week on a good note.
Yes, sir.
And you're gonna start the week on a good note.
Yes, sir.
So, as we celebrate you, you know, we're gonna have fun and we're gonna grow and and continue to do what you do. So, you know, as we go on this road to success, there's always gonna be roadblocks.
Yeah,
There's always gonna be speed bumps.
Yes, sir.
There's always gonna be people that don't want to see you succeed.
They're gonna get kneecapped.
You just gotta here's the thing. You just gotta maintain. You can't bring out G-Men number 2.
Well, I had a situation this past week that could have got.
Bring out G-Men number 2.
It was because I mean I understand it was a family member. It was a little confusion, but you don't come to me and tell me I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Nigga, what? Nigga, who?
That mean they just gonna leave. They gonna do it.
Yeah.
They handle their business.
And we talking about money here. We're talking about a car deal here. So we talked it out. We cool though. He was a straight up dude. He been in the car game for a while. And he been giving me some pointers. So I maintain. Yeah, I maintain. I took the high road.
Relax.
Yeah, I did. I went to the general manager, talked to him, and come to find out everything worked out.
I'm sorry, but Veronica Gonzalez said thank you.
Okay.
No problem,
Right.
Miss Gonzalez. That was a lovely video.
Good video. Shout out. I can say good song.
Yes.
Okay video. I felt like personally I thought the video could be a little bit better. Or outside of that, I thought that the song was great, and I'm definitely going to keep it in rotation at the bar already.
And honestly, Veronica, keep us posted on you and your moves that you make.
And hit us up. We can actually set up an interview. You can either call in or do Skype. So we actually see you and stuff like that.
Yay.
Nigga, if you do one more fucking Ice Cube reference tonight.
We be clubbing?
What's wrong
Alright,
with
this show's
you
over.
can't. Ever again.
You'll never drink Stolies
Right.
again.
It's not for you.
You introduced this shit, nigga. It ain't my fault. I told y'all.
It's not your fault now.
Yo.
On punishment.
Hey, man, y'all the
You are
one
really
that got
on
me.
punishment tonight.
Y'all the one that got me drinking, man. It's at the bar. Like I said, it's at the bar radio. That's what we do. That's what we doing tonight, baby.
That's what we do.
Uh-oh.
So we out. Any last 3 CP3 gems that we get?
Don't walk down dark alleys at night. That's just my tip of the day.
Thank you so much. We really needed
Lady
that.
Internet, can you save us, please? That
I
shit.
mean,
I don't know what the fuck to say.
be well, keep striving for excellence, and tune in January 20th, 2021 for the inauguration of our 46th president.
Some might not make it.
Definitely. Yeah.
Get your life together. Get your life together.
Huh?
You said, wait, did you? What's going on with your face?
Oh, no.
He can't stop laughing.
Let it ride.
I remember you like this.
Yeah, this ain't hot.
You should end the show with this all the time.
Yeah,
We be
this
partying
This
today.
ain't
I don't even think you pay attention. Last time you played this, we was up here partying.
I probably wasn't.
Look at this.
This shit hot.
Yeah, it is.
Woohoo.
We can't give him no more Stolies ever again. Like, he is over here talking some woohoo.
Nigga, you done turned to Ice Cube.
Hey, man, Carl Thomas, baby.
Did you
Ooh.
hear him talk talking like a couple of times.
Yo.
I didn't even know his voice was doing that.
Yo, did you hear put on his sexy voice? And you know, lady,
Hey,
the
man.
problem is,
Yeah, he was like this.
who's this nigga?
It's just a disclaimer for me. I will be having a number and you can call me. I was
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
what?
I'm trying to get some action next week.
Who
Shit.
is this nigga?
It's my birthday. Fuck.
Oh my god.
You have to come with an emotional thug.
Where did he get that high note? We over here partying. He hit that high note. He got goofy as hell. What? Where's the top for this? What?
Nigga, you need water. Bottles of water in the refrigerator. Pray.
Oh my god.
Thank God the show just ended. CP3.
Oh, shit.
What is going on with you?
Oh, this the
You
chick.
bust out
This the
like
chick for the 20,000. That's the chick for the 20,000.
what are you talking about? I
That's
don't
the chick-
see nothing but us.
Oh, the chick is called from about the money about getting married.
What chick is this called?
His wife.
Married down there.
Did she just tell?
He gave an uncomfortable laugh and couldn't answer.
Yo, that nigga was talking so I couldn't.
She said, huh?
He said, this is
And you said, who finds his wife? All you can say is, ha
nigga, don't bob your head down, nigga. Answer the fucking question. I done heard what you said, nigga. Yeah, basically, this is a perfect song, nigga. This is your intro. This is your outro, nigga. This is your outro.
Matter of fact, now that I think about it, yes, it's a perfect song. When we do your